red, and my pair of kings beats Rudiger's pair of queens.
Poker time!
In the second game, Giovanni has the dealer button, while the small blind of 50 is on Lucy and the big blind of 100 is on me. The action starts with Matthias. He has very strong cards with his ace and king, but only calls. Johnny is a very aggressive player, and with a pair of sevens, he immediately raises to 400. Rudiger's got a lousy pair of cards with his 4-3, so he quits the game. And even though Giovanni is sitting on the button and thus has the best position, all he's got is a very lame 5-2, and so he passes on this one as well. Lucy has a suited jack-queen, meaning both are of the same suit. In this case, hearts. Very good cards. So she calls. The action comes around to me. My king 8 makes for quite a bad hand, and of course I fold. Matthias bets another 300, and the percentages tell us that all three players have almost the same odds of winning. Then the flop yields 6-3 ace. Lucy has a 4 of hearts and a good chance of winning the pot, but the bottom line is she doesn't have a pair yet, and so, being a cautious player, she checks. But Matthias has already hit a pair of aces, thanks to his ace-king, and tentatively bets 100. He actually wanted to bet more, but reached twice for the chips, whereby only the first 100 are valid. Johnny, with a pair of sevens, mulls it over, and since it's only 100, he calls. If Matthias had played more, perhaps Johnny would have folded. It's Lucy's turn to act. She has a 4 of hearts and a 30% chance of winning the pot. That means she would buy the flush roughly once every 3 times, so she goes ahead and calls. Now the turn yields the king of clubs. That helps Matthias in particular, but Lucy comes first. For her, the change was only marginal. She now has an additional chance of getting a straight. In other words, she has a 4 of hearts, and any of the 10s would also give her a straight. Despite this, she remains prudent. She checks. Matthias now has 2 pairs, which means, of course, that he should make a move. He places a bet of 400. Johnny is not happy with his pair of sevens. Again, there are 2 cards in play, an ace and a king, that are higher than his sevens, and so he folds, not wanting to run the risk of continued betting. The action returns to Lucy. Her odds of winning are pegged at 25%, a 1 in 4 chance, so she calls the 400. Of course, the 7 of spades from the river doesn't help Lucy at all, which is why she has to check again. Matthias still has 2 pairs, aces and kings, and places another bet of 400. Lucy can't call this bet. In other words, she folds, gets out of the game, and so Matthias wins the whole pot by default with no showdown, since no one has called his last bet.
Poker time!
In game number 3, the dealer button moves to Lucy. The small blind of 50 is on me, and Matthias has the big blind of 100. Johnny starts the action with a king and queen of hearts. Johnny is an aggressive player, so what does he do as a result? Right, he raises